Hello, old school gamer 1971 here, greetings one and all, especially to you, Millie and Lloyd. Today, my third hour thoughts is on Wailing Heights. I've been playing this game for around 3 hours, and this is what I think. Wailing Heights by Outsider Games. It's an adventure game and came to the PlayStation 4 in 2018. This is Outsider's first game. It's an interesting concept. They have a new game penciled in for 2019 called Jennifer Wild. Again, this seems to have somewhat of a supernatural flavour to it. After being invited to play a gig in a town no one has heard of, Finkelstein, the manager of the British band The Deadbeats, he must negotiate his way through a town to get to the gig. You must possess other entities to get there, from a vampire to a werewolf to a ghost, even to a zombie. This is something new, and I will go a little more in depth about it later. This is pop culture riddled and reminds me a lot of old cartoons in style. So is this the Wailing Heights, a Scooby-Doo of a game, or Wailing Dead's Scrappy-Doo of a shame? It is announced on TV that the last surviving member of the British band The Deadbeats has passed away. There is a montage of stills introducing the band. Then it shows a phone conversation with Finkelstein and an agent. He travels to a town. When he gets there, he gets hit over the back of the head with a guitar and finds himself in a police station. It's cool, you get to choose, and a pretty good opening at that. Shows you a lot of what you need to know. So how does it do graphically? The whole thing is done in a comic book style. This looks good and helps set the mood for the whole game. The art style is most definitely Scooby-Doo. Now I don't mean this in a bad way, nor as a dig at either Scooby-Doo nor Wailing Heights. Scooby-Doo was one of my favourite TV shows as a child. I will also mention that this has various references to pop culture. Now I will point out it's not exactly the same as Scooby-Doo. It's good to see what is in essence a point and click adventure. The art style has to be interesting for times when you get stuck and you only have the background to look at. Whilst retro to a degree, I do really like the style. It may not be new, but we've not seen anything like this in a good while on PS4. The sound again is amazingly retro. It's kind of a 60s and 70s cartoons, maybe even the Beatles and Monkeys-esque. The soundtrack is pretty good. Everyone has their own theme tune. Also, some of the scenes have background music too. Like I said, it reminds me of my childhood. I even like some of the recent episodes of Scooby-Doo. This seems to pay homage to cartoons from my childhood. As such, for me at least, it's a pleasure to play.
Così. Hey mate, excuse me.
Sorry, Spook. Didn't see you there.
You're hilarious. How was that hilarious? Didn't see him, because he's a ghost. It's a joke. Ooh. LOL.
So gameplay, so far everything good, right? The real crux to this is how much you like point and click adventures. This is on the easy side, especially for those who remember the point and click adventures of old. For those who don't remember, the scenes will be filled with objects, some of which was there for just comedic value, some was needed and some wasn't needed at all. However, the shtick for this game is you play as a road manager, Finkelstein, who can possess living beings. Possession is only allowed after you find out their name, what they love and what they hate. This is something quite original. While sometimes you find out verbally, it's looking for the physical manifestation where it can be fun, if a little frustrating sometimes. You play as Finkelstein, the manager of the Deadbeats, but you take control of a ghost called Sol Goldman, a vampire Lola, a werewolf Abnorm. This is pretty cool, but it's the abilities they bring to the game. The ghost can be invisible, the vampire turns into a bat, the werewolf can smell things, etc, etc. It's cool to see something like this in a game. The dialogue for each character seems to fit quite well. The characters are weird and wonderful. It's good to see companies stepping outside the normal boundaries. Atmosphere. To me, this is where I love this game. They have a van, very much like the Mystery Machine. It's filled with weird and wonderful stuff. This is rather cool and helps build up an atmosphere. Graphical style, the musicality also help with this atmosphere big time. The fact it looks and feels like a cartoon from around 50-60 years ago really adds to this. If they have aimed for this, which I believe they have, then well done. Its references to pop culture make this a fun game. The world is very well created and is just icing on the cake. So is this interesting after 3 hours? This is presented as a comic book. This is weird and wonderful and kooky as hell. In an ocean of safe sequels, it is cool to see a new IP with originality. Yes, it may have references to other media, but only really to pay homage. In many ways this game turns your head. It's not the best looking, nor the best soundtrack. It's not even the first in its own genre. But what it does is tongue-in-cheek. It takes a stab at pop culture with humour. The world does look cool as anything, with style to boot. So if you're looking for something quirky that challenges your brain as opposed to your aiming skill, your driving skill or special move ability, then this is your Huckleberry. So that about wraps it up. I hope you all have a good day. If this has been helpful in any way, please like, comment, share and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and makes an old man happy. I post new videos every week. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Old School Gamer 1971, signing off.